have to go to a master, go to Bhagwan, good, they should go. It's a nice place to go. Bhagwan is a beautiful man, good-looking man, enjoyable man. You can forget your sorrows, you can forget your problems when you sit near him. It's a wonderful place to go. But then be aware that's why you're going. When you go to a master, remember why you go to. And don't try to rationalize why you go to. Be honest. Be truthful to yourself. If you went to him because you were greedy about enlightenment, then remember it. And then don't complain in the end when you didn't become enlightened. Or if you gave up all your money for that enlightenment, don't feel sour about it. It's normal. You go for a vacation, you pay for a good hotel. That's what you want, then you pay for it. And then don't say that I came back from a hotel and I didn't even have fun and I had to pay the bill. You have to.
Is it so that Bhagwan Sri has set enlightenment for a goal and has said there's an enlightenment goal, you can go there, and he has played with this greed from this sannyasin or these people, and has this gasoline greed to make everything possible?
Look, we live in a capitalistic world. Bhagwan always said he's a big capitalist. If he saw a possibility to market something, he will market it. And enlightenment to market is very easy. It's a product you don't have to manufacture. It's easy to market enlightenment. How are you going to say, well, this plastic doesn't work? This enlightenment, the plastic never breaks off, because you can always say, hey, I sold it to you, but if you didn't use it, what can I do? There is no return back of the goods. It's a good product to market. I think everybody should market it. And there are fools enough to buy it. It changed from one day to another, what the situation brought. But it was always like that with Bhagwan's entire life. And this is why he's so interesting. This is why there was so much spontaneity. This is why people could not pin him down on a wall and hang him in a frame. Because Bhagwan can say one thing today, and tomorrow he can demolish the same thing himself. He can give you 1,000 reasons why he said was all wrong. Yet, yesterday it seemed all right, and today it's exactly opposite. Or if you sit in a darshan with him, somebody asks him a question, he gives one answer. Minute later, another person comes and asks the same question. He gives totally another answer. And you say, are you deaf? Are you hearing the right things? Or is something different? But there is something different. It is the person who is asking the question, where the question is coming from, what are the motivations behind it, and he answers it in the form that that person needs to be answered. The same question another person asks gets a totally different answer. There's nothing sinister about it, nothing cynical about it, nothing negative about it. But if you try to create an organization around it, you will be troubled. You will have difficulties. Because you cannot say, Bhagwan said this.
That's right.
And it is the way it is. With him, and now everything is sour.
And he has the
So
responsibility.
Bhagwan is the responsible one. But if you follow your feelings and things went sour, you have no one to blame but yourself for making that decision. But often people did not think. It amazes me, sannyasins are supposed to be highly intellectual people. But they never ever analyzed where it's all coming from. So Bhagwan says it's time to bash Sheela. Then everybody start bashing Sheela. But do they ask why? Do they ask, is this their experience? Do they ask, was Sheela like this to them? Or do they want to justify?
So you have done the dirty work, what Bhagwan Sheela himself was not doing.
Always. And not in one way, in all ways. That was my job. That was specified in my job description.
You just mirrored the sannyasin, their own behavior and their own doings and
it was
what they want.
It was what I had accepted as my job. And I have no regrets. If I was given another opportunity, I would do nothing different. I would do exactly the same. Because what I did was not only right, it was absolutely out of my heart. 1000% out of my heart.
That's also what I feel to you.
And this is so. It needs no justification, it needs no explanation. If people have heart, they will understand me. If they don't have heart, not only they won't understand me, they will never understand Bhagwan, let alone anybody else.
I will come back to this CD-ROM, and I have seen a sentence, and Osho said often ego is greed and greed is ego. And then I wonder how he can bring his sannyasins to the point where this greed can disappear. Maybe you can say something about this.
He cannot bring it. Never. It is sannyasin who has to bring himself to that point. It's not his work. Why should he do your dirty work? He did his own work. He can tell you how you can do it, provided you're willing to do it, provided you're willing to listen, provided you're willing to take the risk.
So you will agree with me that when we want change, we have to put ourselves in a position where change can happen, where we have to surrender in the situation and take the responsibility what comes out of it.
You say it that way, I say it a little different, but it means almost the same, which is change happens only when you want change happening. If you are ready for a change, you will allow change. It can happen through Bhagwan, it can happen through my little rabbit, it can happen through a child dancing on the street. It can happen with anybody. But you are the one who has to be ready for a change. You cannot change people. They have to change themselves. Just the way I have to change myself, you have to change yourself. Bhagwan was a perfect opportunity for this change. He was a man who was a master in creating situations, creating events where changes can happen very quickly, because he can create chaos out of nothing. He can create a storm when there are no clouds in the sky. But are you ready to shower under this rain and enjoy the shower and allow this change inside you?